Hi everyone. Recently, I was asked one very interesting question, that is difference between sustainability, ESG, and BRSR. So here is a response for that query, and as you can see it on my screen. So these were the query. So basically, the relationship between sustainability, BRSR, ESG. What is common? What is difference between these three? So this is my answer for this query, and you can see it now. Okay, so let's try to understand it with Venn diagram. And if I want to plot it on a Venn, so I would say sustainability, you will see it like this. Okay, so overall, the outer layer, which is encompassing of everything, is sustainability, right? So what is the definition of sustainability? We all know with Brundtland Commission's report 1987, Our Common Future. So sustainability, sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generations. So basically, it's an overarching concept, and it's just to ensure that we are having this development, we are using these resources in such a way, in such a responsible way that these are also available for the next generation to use. So now, what is the problem over here? Okay, what exactly an organization should act on? So this is missing, right? So it is not getting clear for the organizations where they will require to put their effort, how they need to work in their day-to-day life, and that was the issue. So that's why, to measure where we are and how to do it practically, the ESG emerged. Okay, so ESG is nothing but environmental, social, and governance criteria. So this is to achieve the objective of sustainability, sustainable development, and organizations needed to contribute through the environmental, social, and governance, ESG, all the three parameters, so that there is no harmful impact in the long run. And that's how the ESG emerged. So sustainability is overarching concept. Out of that, how do we measure? Unless we measure it, we can't know whether we are improving or not. And how do we compare the organization one? There is organization A and organization B. How do we compare these two organizations? How do we know that we are? How do we know that, let's say, this is the year one, this is year two? How do you know in the year two we are doing better than the year one? We have to measure it. And that's why the ESG came as a parameters, multiple indicators to measure where we stand. And now, moving ahead, so BRSR, this is a standardized process of achieving this balance in ESG. So we needed some framework, some standards, some protocols, and that is what the BRSR. So Business Responsibility and Sustainability Report, as it is mandated by SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. So this is a mandate for top 1000 listed companies in India. Okay. So this is a standard, a framework. Now, to understand all these three concepts in a simple language, I will relate it with very simple example that all of us already know about. Let's talk about education system. Okay. So when we talk about education system, we know learning is important in our life. Yes or no? Every one of us understand that learning is important. If we have proper learning, then the life is sorted, isn't it? So learning is important, we know. Now, to have this learning, it's not like that every person will learn in a different way. Of course, there is a unique way of learning everyone, but to learn that, there has to be some learning plan. There has to be few basic subjects that we should know. And that's what we have in the schooling, right? So everyone should understand the language. Everyone should understand the maths. We should also know about history. We should know also geography. All these subjects, all this learning plan, the assessment mechanism has its place, right? So maybe we are weak in one subject, that's okay. But we should have some basic understanding of all these subjects, and then we will say that this person is learned, correct? So we should have some learning plan, and that's the importance of also the assessment mechanism. There is assessment mechanism, whether we are able, we have learned enough to implement this learning in our day-to-day life. So that's why the assessment mechanisms are there. And the final thing, in the learning process itself, there is a final examination, or there is, in the colleges, there is a final submission, and that's what grades one learner from another, or that's how we know that we are improving. Let's say for a child in the 5th standard to the 8th standard, if the percentage are improving, then we will know that the child is studying more. In a similar way, for the organization, the learning you can compare with sustainability. This is an overarching concept. Out of that, how do we measure? That's how the ESG comes into picture, all the indicators and parameters. And the final report, that is, there is a standard or framework. So that's the BRSR come into picture. It's like a formal report for the organization. So in this way, we can understand this in a very simple layman's language. I hope this clears the concept for you. To summarize what we have learned today, the conclusion can be BRSR reporting framework is the means for ESG reporting in order to bring in sustainability considerations in the industries or companies. So we understand sustainability, sustainable development is important. To bring it into the practice, we need few indicators, and that's what the ESG is. Now, these indicators can't be different for different people, different for different organizations or different geography. And that's why there is the importance of framework or standards. And that's what the BRSR reporting framework provides us. I hope this video clears this concept. If yes, please subscribe and stay connected. Please share your valuable feedback through the comments. In next video, we will also talk about the difference between the framework and standard. What is the difference and why it is so? Stay tuned. Let's meet in our next video. Thank you.